Pangea is a composable security platform. Our goal is to be the place you go to for your app security needs, all accessible via API and SDKs. Today, we are showing off Pangea's Redact service. A developer only has to integrate the API once, and then any redaction rules configured and enabled can be applied without any code changes. Our redaction service does not store any data and accepts it in structured or unstructured form. With 50+ rules out of the box across fields like social security numbers, credit card numbers, and PII, also with the ability to create custom rules. You can try it out by going to Pangea.Cloud and creating a free account. Logging into the Pangea user console, we land on the home dashboard where you'll be able to see your overall project usage, how many services you have enabled, and where your project is being served from. We will be publishing news, our blogs, and links to learning materials so you can stay informed. To enable the Redact service, look at the left nav menu, navigate under the Compliance section, and select Redact. When enabling a service, we are given some information about the service capabilities. Next, we can create a new token or extend an existing token. In this case, let's create a new token. The modal will now prompt you to make your first Redact API call. Hit Finish to continue. Landing on the service overview page, we're able to see specific usage information, the tokens that have access to the service, and information about this specific instance of this service. Let's head over to the Rulesets to check out additional configurations. Here you can see what rules are currently enabled. Let's go through the different rules we can enable out of the box. In the General category, we show the rules that redact date-time, IP addresses, and URLs. Let's enable the IP address ruleset with detection only. In PII, rules can redact information like email, location, person names, and phone numbers. Let's enable the rule for redacting a phone number. There are even rules for U.S. identification numbers like driver's licenses, U.S. passports, and social security numbers. In the Finance Rules section, we can redact credit card numbers, crypto wallet numbers, and international or U.S. bank account numbers. There are several other categories like medical identification numbers, international identification numbers, secret, and profanity. Feel free to explore those at your own pace. Next, let's test the rules we have enabled. Select the Enabled Rules section at the top of the page. Let's test out the rule on phone numbers. Click on the ... and test. This will pull up a modal where we can enter a string and have the rule applied. On the left side, we have the redaction methods available. We are able to configure this rule to redact by doing a full replace, masking, partial masking, detection only, one-way hashing, and format-preserving encryption. Format-preserving encryption means that the resulting value conforms to the structure of the replaced value. We will test this out in 1 second to show you what that looks like. Additionally, hashing and format-preserving encryption leverage Pangea's Vault service to store the keys for the encryption. Let's try out the format-preserving encryption redaction method. The phone number in the return string looks like a phone number, but is not the phone number I entered, meaning that the rule was run successfully. By selecting a full replacement redaction, the phone number is replaced with a string stating that it is a phone number. That replacement string is also configurable. A partial mask redaction looks like the numbers being replaced with a masking character and configuring the amount of unmasked characters from the left and the right. Reminder that you can have 50+ rules out of the box as well as create custom rules. Now let's create a custom rule and test that out as well. Click plus Ruleset and name it. Next, select the ruleset and add a rule to it. Let's create a rule to redact employee IDs. This is a field that is usually specific to a company. Adding a match case that if a word starts with a V- or an I-. Next, adding in some context values like employee and ID. I want to know if the employee is a V- or an I-, but not the rest of the identification number. Let's unmask the left 3 characters. Hit save and run the test. Our rules use a combination of natural language processing and regex to apply the rules to the text. In the response, we can see in the report section the count of what was detected as well as the confidence score. Confidence can be increased or decreased based on the context words supplied within the text. Let's enable that new custom rule and hit save. Over in our documentation, we have the API reference as well as the ability to test out calls in languages like Python, Go, Java, JavaScript, and C#. I'm going to send a test string with an employee ID and a phone number. It looks like both rules were successfully applied. Heading back into the console, there is the Edge tab on the left. Redact is available as an Edge service so that it can be deployed locally within your application boundary. The only information sent over to that instance would be the rules that you have configured in the cloud, and then it would send usage metrics back to Pangea. The redaction rules also seamlessly integrate with other Pangea services. Apply your redaction rules onto the secure audit log or through the sanitized services. If you have any questions, need additional support, or want to share what you've created, check out our community discourse. Visit us at Pangea.Cloud to get started on building secure and compliant apps fast.